Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's see. Turn down unneeded audios. So I've got another ton of tabs open because, that's kind of how things are rolling. So, I don't even know. I didn't even count them. Probably 10 to 12 tabs, I would assume. So there was quite a bit of news actually throughout the day. So I do have one real quick that's more kind of local here. However, it is of importance. It's an Amber Alert issued out of Lincoln County, Missouri for 3 children. And let me see. Yippee. Okay. Wanted to make sure I was actually pushing buttons. So anyway, apparently the mother is wanted. Apparently she, I guess, took off with the children. And apparently she's not supposed to have taken off with the children. So, kind of crazy. Just absolutely nuts. Let's see. So, the big deal, at least the title, this deal with Biden leaving the astronauts stranded up there, that's insane. And if it truly has to do with political reasons, man, that's insane. I mean, they said themselves what happened, what went down. Of course, they didn't have details of it. I'll actually read the article to you. Have a sip of coffee. Okay. Wonder what this is. I'm just reading an article that I noticed on the side there. Pentagon issues ominous message about nukes within hours of China saying it was ready for war. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Maybe I'll have to put that in the lineup. Anywho, back to the regularly scheduled program. NASA's stranded astronauts finally snap as they appear to let slip who's to blame for leaving them there. Let's see. NASA's stranded astronauts have put on a brave face throughout their uncertain 9-month stay on the International Space Station, but that appeared to be a slip in a recent interview. Hang on a second. Okay, had to attend to a child daughter. Or something. I don't know what she identifies as. Hang on. Okay. Barry Wilmore seemed to suggest he and his crewmate Sunita Williams had been caught up in political games in Washington. SpaceX chief executive Elon Musk, whose spaceflight company was tasked with bringing Williams and Wilmore home later this month, has repeatedly said the Biden administration abandoned them for political reasons. Musk has also said the former President Joe Biden rejected his offer to bring the astronauts home early because it would have made Donald Trump and his supporters look good. During a Tuesday press conference, Williams and Wilmore were asked if the Biden administration did in fact decline Musk's offer to bring them home early, to which Wilmore replied that Musk's claim is absolutely factual. I can only say that Mr. Musk, what he says is absolutely factual, Wilmore said, noting he and Williams were not briefed on what happened behind closed doors. So I believe him. I don't know all those details, and I don't think any of us really can give you the answer that you would be hoping for, he added. The astronaut then gushed over Trump and Musk, saying we have the utmost respect for them. So, thought that was awful interesting. And then it just goes on, but hopefully they can successfully do that. I know SpaceX trying to hit the button to go back to in here. There we go. I know SpaceX didn't fare too well today as far as the Starship is concerned. The booster made it back successfully and landed in the chopsticks. Although it did appear that it was off just a little bit. Well, anywho, I got coffee. Oh yeah, by the way, last night I thought something entirely different was going to be on. I thought that there was going to be like a town hall type meeting with Elon Musk. I didn't realize that it was a town hall about Elon Musk. So, no, I did not watch it, and I just kind of chilled for the rest of the night. Yeah, not interested in that for sure. Oh, man. Fun times. Alright. Reckon we can start on this Russia crusade. Lots of these have to do with that nonsense. Maybe even close to all. Maybe all. Hell, I don't know. Hey, it switched over the first try. Putin appoints new Russian ambassador to the U.S. And I just brought these up in order that that they put them. Let's see. Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a decree appointing Alexander Jarchev as Russia's new ambassador to the U.S., according to the document published on the state portal for legal information on Thursday. Jarchev will also be Moscow's permanent observer at the Organization of American States. Let's see. The administration of U.S. President Donald Trump handed over to Russia a note with the approval of Jarchev's candidacy as ambassador during talks between the sides in Istanbul in late February, which were aimed at restoring the proper functioning of the diplomatic missions of the two countries. So, apparently he had headed the North Atlantic Department at the Russian Foreign Ministry since 2021 and led the country's delegation during the meeting. So, let's see. Fun. I might as well just go down through these and try to make as easy of a night of it as possible. I think I still got 9. Yeah, I believe so. Ukraine conflict, a Russia-U.S. proxy war, says Rubio. When they say the quiet part out loud, I mean, we all knew this, but for him to just completely come out with it and say so, I respect it. I respect it a lot. Ukraine cut off from HIMARS targeting data, says media. This is definitely interesting. The U.S. has stopped providing Ukraine with the necessary data to use high-mobility artillery rocket systems for long-range strikes against Russia. For long-range strikes against Russia, according to Oliver Carroll, a staff writer for The Economist. The decision came after officials in Washington confirmed that they had frozen military aid and intelligence support to Kiev following a spat between Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky and U.S. President Donald Trump. And you all know about all that. So, in a post on X on Wednesday, Carroll wrote that America cut a key intel link for alerts at 2 p.m. Kiev time. Before that, targeting data for HIMARS, Ukraine also isn't receiving real-time information for long-range strikes, he added. Trump wanted a thank you, an unnamed source told the journalist. We will be writing it on graves of dead Ukrainians. So, of course, United States is to blame for Ukraine's position somehow. I mean, in some senses, I guess really we are. We propped them up, We were the biggest propper-upper. European leaders want forever war in Ukraine, says Musk. Says here, European leaders who are pushing against a peace agreement in Ukraine want a perpetual state of war, tech billionaire Elon Musk said in a statement on X on Thursday. His remarks come in response to a recent video of Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen arguing that peace in the Ukraine could be more dangerous than the ongoing conflict with Russia. Musk, who is also currently a senior advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump, has repeatedly called for a peaceful resolution of the contract, has spoken out against continued military aid to Kiev, arguing that it could lead to an escalation and risk a nuclear confrontation. So, I need coffee. Yeah, this next one is, I think, kind of humorous. And it is political, but at the same time, I mean, come on. Oh, man. Fun times. Got some warm days coming up, I do believe. I am completely inviting those. Even have a 77 in the forecast for Tuesday. I'll take that. I'll buy that for $1. Tomorrow's supposed to be 66, so I'll gladly take that one too. Hopefully, I know we're going to have one more cold snap, but I can say I hope we don't. One, maybe even 2. Oh, fun times. Okay. Guess I can take a sip of coffee and start reading again. Maybe. U.S. ready to change legal status of 240,000 Ukrainian migrants, says the media. Said U.S. President Donald Trump's administration is preparing to revoke the temporary legal status for all refugees, including around 240,000 Ukrainians, a move that could speed up their path to deportation, Reuters reported on Thursday, citing a senior administration official and 3 sources familiar with the matter. I always love how they have that. 3 sources familiar with the matter. The White House has denied the report, expected to come into force in April. The decision is part of a broader crackdown on immigration which Trump launched since assuming office and marks a dramatic shift from the reception Ukrainians received under the previous administration of Joe Biden. Go figure. The outlet noted that the effort to revoke protections for Ukrainians was already in progress before a verbal altercation between Trump and Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky in the Oval Office last week. So, blah, blah, blah. I like to drink a little coffee with my bullshit. U.S. destroying the world order, says ex-Ukrainian army chief. Well, in a sense, you mean the new global order? Yeah, we're kind of putting a dent in that at the moment. Oh, man. Boop, 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 boop. Let me see what that was coming in. See if the missiles are on their way. No, Trump signs executive order to establish government Bitcoin reserve. Okay. Well, damn, then it throws another one at me. Oh, it's same thing. Okay. Washington's actions threaten the existing world order and the future of NATO, former top Ukrainian General Valery Zaluzhny said on Thursday. Attempts by U.S. President Donald Trump's administration to restore ties with Moscow place the unity of the Western world at risk, he has argued. Zaluzhny, who currently serves as Kiev's ambassador to the UK, was speaking at a panel discussion hosted by British think tank Chatham House. He claimed that Trump is seeking to revise the modern system of international relations. It is obvious the White House has questioned the unity of the whole Western world, Zaluzhny said, and now Washington is trying to delegate the security issues to Europe without the participation of the U.S. Damn Skippy. Trump has vowed to find a swift solution to the Ukraine conflict in an apparent reversal to the policies pursued by his predecessor, Joe Biden, and has attempted to pressure Kiev to engage in peace talks, or peace pipe, as soon as possible. Peace pipe might work. I don't know. I'm glad that Trump is destroying whatever world order that Biden was building. So this is came up. Biden's final acts should be investigated, said state's attorney general. says the last executive orders and pardons issued by former U.S. President Joe Biden could be null and void and even outright unconstitutional, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey has claimed. He has requested that the Department of Justice launch an investigation into Biden's activities in his last months in office. I don't know where I got the 5 from. Unelected staff members of the former president's administration could have exploited his mental state to promote what Bailey called radical policies without the president being fully aware, the Attorney General argued in a letter to DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz that he published on X. I am demanding the DOJ investigate whether President Biden's cognitive decline allowed unelected staff to push through radical policy without his knowing approval, Bailey wrote on Wednesday in a post accompanying the letter. If true, these executive orders, pardons, and all other actions are unconstitutional and legally void, he added. Bailey pointed to what he called the streak of extraordinary far-left orders purportedly issued by Biden in the last months of his term. The list compiled by Bailey included Biden granting his son Hunter a retroactive blanket pardon after vowing not to do so, as well as making a legally frivolous claim that the Equal Rights Amendment was part of the U.S. Constitution. So, yeah, pretty messed up. I think they were giving Joe a bunch of Hunter's stash just to be able to stay awake. What do I know? Except coffee's good. And so is nicotine. Yum. Well, when it tastes like, this is kind of a peachy. This didn't quite come out right. It's kind of got a pretty strong peach flavor to it. It's good. Alright. Russia strikes foreign mercenaries in Ukraine, says Defense Ministry. Russian forces have struck a detachment of foreign mercenaries in the Ukraine town of Kryvyi Rog, the Defense Ministry in Moscow said in a statement on Thursday. A detachment for foreign fighters was reportedly staying in Kryvyi Rog, Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky's hometown, on Wednesday night when an overnight strike hit a local hotel, according to the Telegram channel RV Vonkor. I'm only guessing on these names. The channel, which is run by Russian volunteers and military correspondents, claimed that hotels in the city have reportedly been systematically used by Kiev to house military units and have been regularly targeted by Moscow's forces. In video footage of Ukrainian rescue operations posted by the channel, blown-out floors and concrete debris can be seen. So, that is not de-escalating, and I don't think you'll see it de-escalate. In fact, I think you'll see it slowly build up and escalate. He's been given a path to peace, meaning Zelensky, and I think the longer he screws around or tries to call the shots, Putin's just going to ramp it up. So, have a sip of coffee. I've only got 2 more articles, so looks like an early night. I'm game for that. I know I didn't go live the last 2 nights, but oh, fun times. Alright, Trump planning major NATO shakeup, says NBC. The U.S. could decide to only defend those NATO countries that actually meet the bloc's spending requirements, 4 former and current officials have told NBC. Such a policy would mark a major departure from a core article of the military bloc, which states that an attack on any NATO member is treated as an attack on all of them. A similar principle would apply to joint military exercises and American overseas deployments, the report said. Washington could choose to prioritize drills with those NATO partners that meet the defense spending targets and also reposition its forces in Europe according to the same criteria. The administration of President Donald Trump has previously signaled it was planning to reduce its military presence in Europe. The President also recently urged the EU to take the lead in its own defense and to bear the brunt of any future security guarantees for Kiev. That's exactly what I want him to do. Last month, Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth said that Washington intended to refocus its military priorities on countering China. He also warned the EU nations that they should not assume the presence of U.S. troops on the continent and will be indefinite. So, no, I think if there's anybody to worry about, I would say it's China. But at the same time, I want to make it clear I'm not saying China is a boogeyman. China might be a boogeyman, I don't know. But the U.S. likes to pick fights. So, I don't know. Okay, one article left, and this was the one I just saw a little bit ago. Oh, man. I got a big huff from the dog, so I know, I suck. God. Me and my goofy ass colored lights. Alright. Pentagon issues ominous message about nukes within hours of China saying it was ready for war. Says the Pentagon has issued a powerful message to enemies secretly planning strikes on America. We'll find you, hold you accountable, the Department of Defense said Wednesday, announcing the completion of a new nuclear attack scenario. This prominent hunt exercise saw special units don white hazmat suits as they simulated nuclear detonations to validate the team's ability to gather evidence to support presidential decision-making during a nuclear attack scenario. The team participated in a simulated nuclear detonation and collected ground evidence to determine where it came from and how it got there, which is known as nuclear forensics. They asked the atoms, Yeah, did you by chance Google Map that on your way here? Okay. Can you hand that over? The atoms were totally doing that. Let's see. National Technical Nuclear Forensics is absolutely a part of the nuclear deterrence by messaging to our adversaries that the U.S. government has the capability, should there be a nuclear detonation, said Brian Kohler, the Director of Nuclear Forensics, Energy and Survivability within DoD's Office of Nuclear Matters. Damn, that's a sentence. While the exercise took place from January 26th to the 31st, the DoD only shared the update this week and within hours of China saying it was ready for a tariff war or any other type of war. China's statement was in response to President Donald Trump's vow to impose further tariffs on the nation. So, China's taken those as fighting words. And maybe there'll be a big purse fight. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to take my lame ass out of here. Make it an early night. Looks like we've got a slow night tonight anyway. Good with me. And I will catch all of you on Sunday night. So, hope you have a good weekend. Shalom.